Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's webinar on transforming the customer service experience. Happy to see all of you here today, and I will quickly just run through some practical information here. The agenda for today is first a quick introduction. Then we will show you how to improve service operations. We will also show you how to engage customers with digital workflows. Then you will see a practical approach from a customer. And in the end, we will run a Q&A session. So today's speakers will be Hannes and Milos from our company. Hannes is responsible for partners and sales, and Milos is a solution consultant located in Poland. Today's webinar is estimated to last for about 45 minutes. You will all be on mute to avoid any interruptions, but you are able to ask questions using the Q&A field in the menu. And we will go through these questions in the end of the webinar. I will also send you an email in a couple of days with the recorded webinar and also the presentations, which you are free to use however you want and share with whoever you want after this webinar. So with this, I will leave the word over to Hannes.
Thank you very much, Nora, and a good afternoon, good morning, good evening to everybody on the line here. So let's start the topic of today's session. First off, let me briefly introduce the company. So we are called the Cloud People. Basically, we operate in two technology facets. First one being ServiceNow, which is the topic of today's webinar, and second one being the Google solution stack. We have a concept to offer good resourcing at the lucrative prices to our end customers. So we have a consultancy workforce of over 70 people right now in the Nordics to answer all kind of customer questions when it comes to advisory, implementation, support, or delivery of different type of solutions.
Hannes, can I just quickly interrupt you? Sorry, we can these notes that you are sharing, we can see them in on the screen. So if you can just go to the normal view, if that's possible.
Hold on.
Sorry.
No problem. Is it? Can you still see them?
Yes.
Yes. Can you move them to a different screen or minimize them?
Yeah, I don't have a different screen here, but let's just kill those and we will do it by heart. Now it should be okay.
Yes.
Cool. All right. So as I was explaining, about the company, we operate in two technology facets, one being Google, one being ServiceNow. We have a unique concept when it comes to resourcing around different customer deliveries. And we aim to be 100% transparent company. So you basically get what you pay for, or you see what you pay for when it comes to delivering our services. The topic for today is ServiceNow, and in particular ServiceNow's customer service management. So we can start going through that. So during these pandemic times, customer service management is facing increasing pressure. So the challenges facing customer service have never been greater. And that's of course due to people now working from home, being fairly isolated when it comes to providing these customer services. And still the need for customer service has not diminished at all. If we think of kind of the barriers or the problems that customers see or face when delivering customer service, they can be divided into three logical topics. First one being the traditional siloed organizational way of working problem. So a lot of the teams are still working inside their own silos. So when a customer representative gets a question from a customer, they fairly often need to reach out to a middle or back office team in order to expedite the issue or the problem solving. And that takes a lot of time, and it creates slowness when responding to different customer requests. Service is normally pretty reactive. There is a reactive nature when it comes to customer service. There's no going about over that, but customer service could be more proactive as well. So a reactive service can run into trouble when a large problem occurs for customers. So then the reactive service desk will become overflown with tickets, overflown with demand, which in turn results into poor customer experience and actually creates more work for the organization in question. The third barrier that organizations put on themselves is basically limiting the service channels. So the world is changing. We are more and more on our mobile devices. So just staffing as a customer service desk and having a web page to support our customers is not longer enough. So a lot of the customers are wanting to have mobile applications, mobile services. They would like to handle their issues within self-service. So limiting the channels where we produce this service is actually putting our customers in an inconvenient place. So these barriers, whether they are external or company or internal barriers that we've created, gives or leads into different facets that gives a higher impact on the business side. So according to recent studies, due to businesses or kind of poor customer experiences, businesses are losing a lot of money. And this is, of course, apparent in customer churn. So a lot of customers are willing to switch service providers if the market is a commodity after first single bad experience, and then it goes up to 60% switching over if they have 2 poor customer service experiences in a row. So this kind of puts pressure on customer service because, you know, when the process of talking to our customers, when something goes wrong in that's when customer service basically happens. If those were the threats or the problems related to poor customer service, then the flip side of it, or the pendulum effect of it, is that there are positive upsides to delivering good customer service. So almost 70% of customers say that they are willing to spend more with a customer who has brilliant customer service. So if our issues are handled proactively, on a timely manner and professionally, customers are willing to spend more money with any given company or customer. Also, the traditional old theory or saying that, you know, 9 out of 10 customers are sharing their experiences when it's good, that also holds true. So customers can act as a reference. They can talk good on behalf of your services if the customer service is on a good level. So there are drawbacks to poor customer service, but there's also a definite flip side to providing good customer service. So where does ServiceNow come into play? What are they doing differently than the traditional CRM market? And today you're going to hear about one customer example in question at the end of the presentation, but let's first go through the theory, the technology, and the way that ServiceNow provides customer service management. So basically the differences can be categorized in 3 different aspects, as were with the problems as well. So breaking down the silos, bringing the customer service agent to work with the middle office or the back office teams in order to expedite customer service resolution rate, minimize first call resolution, and serve customers better. Proactivity. So customers do not want to be part of a reactive customer service, but if we delight them with a proactive service, they are better served, so to say. So imagine a case that the customer is being contacted by the customer service function before they even understand that their service is degraded. That increases to a lot of customer loyalty and customer satisfaction. And then last is the instantaneous handling of different common customer requests. So customer service, speed is key, and if we actually get our customers to serve themselves, either via chatting to a chatbot or artificial intelligence, or browsing through the service catalog or a knowledge base, they're able to instantly find solutions to the problems that they see in their service. But let's look at all of these three different topics in more detail. So, as said, traditional CRMs tackle this issue or tackle this problem that customer service is basically just managing the interaction between a customer and the company. So they are not too concerned about actually providing a full visibility of a service to the end customer, because no customer service actually is an island in itself. We all need support from our middle office or from our back office when it comes to different tasks. For example, imagine a credit card being stolen or credit card going broken. So how many different departments and different units, different people are involved in getting that customer case supported? So bringing all of these middle office, back office, and customer service agents working together on that single case, automating the process via different digital workflows or different automatic playbooks will actually result in a faster customer service, and it will result in a better customer service with a larger first call resolution rate. And if customer issues happen on a major scale, if there are several, or if there's a single case affecting a lot of customers, we can actually handle that in major case management. So find the solution for this one problem and then serve a lot of customers. And that's where ServiceNow's functionality can actually help on that side. Continuing on that one, kind of what the traditional CRMs have been lacking is combining these different silos. So ServiceNow technology has different ways of enabling those digital processes, whether it's visual task boards, as seen here on the picture, whether it's intelligent workflows, routing the case to the correct person with the correct skill at the correct time. So it's all geared towards servicing the customer in a more professional way. Proactivity. Imagine a case where actually we see or we foresee a service degradation that is going to affect a particular customer. And imagine also that we are able to look at that case and proactively inform the customer that you are going to see a degradation and we are working on that. So imagine the way of or the level of customer satisfaction or the increase in customer satisfaction in those type of cases. So by breaking down the silos, by combining the middle office, the back office, and maybe even the technological components, we are able to proactively produce our services. And ServiceNow as a platform has very many different functionalities and features to support this. Self-service, that is a key area to customer service, and providing a good-looking service portal where customers can help themselves is key nowadays. So these couple of screenshots are from situations that we provide a service portal, we provide a service catalog, and we also provide artificial intelligence to assist our customers in answering simple questions. But we can also kind of see that if we build a good enough service portal, if we build a good enough knowledge base, a service catalog, or we train the AI to be good, we can actually divert a lot of cases from the customer service function to be of self-help. So it has a clear business benefit to it that the customers are helping themselves and are looking for answers on their own. And that's also a trend that is on the market. A lot of customers nowadays want to seek information first themselves before actually talking to a live human being. Then I want to highlight a couple of new features that are coming out in the ServiceNow's latest customer service management solution. First one being integration of different mobile messaging channels. So a lot of customers, they live on their mobiles as we do as consumers, and it's pretty market dependent or varies between different markets, what is the predominant messaging tool. So for example, in Europe, WhatsApp is pretty dominant. If you look at North America, Facebook Messenger has a fairly large market share. And then if you look at Asia Pacific, there's a product called Line, which is fairly popular among smart messaging or mobile messaging. So getting the customers inside that own platform of where they message on a day-to-day basis, being private or commercial messaging, and then having the customer service being able to be produced via that channel is actually a big benefit. So ServiceNow integrates natively into these 3 new tools, Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and Line. And there's a lot of other plugins for different messaging tools coming in the later releases. But this is fairly new to ServiceNow, and coming out just this month. Second new topic coming out this month is workforce optimization. So workforce optimization is all around how capable is my customer service workforce. So what are the skills that they do? How good of a service are they providing? How long does it take for them to answer cases? How happy are their customers that they answer these cases for, etc., etc. So workforce optimization identifies places where we can actually see people who excel the quality of customer service, and we can use those cases or those use cases to train the other customer service agents in our service desks. So the workforce optimization is all to do around getting our workforce better equipped to answer customer questions, answer customer service cases, and do that in a uniform way. So this is a very, very cool and unique new feature when it comes to customer service management. Third new topic to come out in the latest release of ServiceNow is the process optimization for customer service management. So a lot of the processes flow inside an organization that we can't really pinpoint where we go wrong. So we can actually start measuring or taking the data when it comes to incoming customer service management demand, and then start drawing the process. Because a lot of oftentimes the process that we draw on the chart and the process that is actually there in reality can be a bit different. So identifying bottlenecks, identifying points where we actually go wrong or we go off script is important to the organization in order for us to improve customer service management. So this is something that traditionally lied outside of customer service management tools, but ServiceNow is bringing this functionality into the platform as we speak. Good. So that was a little bit about the technology, where ServiceNow differs when it comes to traditional CRM solutions. And I just want to make a recap or kind of a rerun of how the approach is different. So traditionally, a customer talks to a service desk agent or customer service agent. They might have an omni-channel approach to it, and the service desk or the customer service has a customer interaction process. But that's not enough. The agents can feel isolated. They're not talking to the backend people or the middle office people. So it involves a lot of emailing, messaging, copy pasting in order for them to service the customers during an issue. Case management helps. So we can look at the way customer service is managing cases, what are the processes, but that's still not enough. This is more of what the traditional CRM vendors are telling our customers, that case management, efficient processes, that should be enough. But ServiceNow takes it further. ServiceNow, as explained, breaks down the silos and gets the middle office involved in the customer engagement process. So agents can be connected to different teams or different individuals who have the expertise to help them solve the case. My example from 5 minutes ago was, imagine a credit card being stolen. So customer service cannot fix that alone. They need to talk to middle office or back office people in order to solve the case. But ServiceNow can take this even further. So we talked a bit about the proactivity. So whether, or imagine if if the customer case or the customer hasn't even contacted the customer engagement before we actually know there's an issue. So utilizing the ServiceNow's platform, so we can combine the middle office, the back office, the operations people, and the IT people, and the actual IT assets, and the systems of record, the third-party tools that we have in our organization, in order to see where the customer issues might arise. So that is a big benefit and a big differentiator to ServiceNow when it comes to traditional CRM. But we can actually take that even further. So we can guide our customers or your customers to browse the service catalog, browse the customer portal, so that they don't need to contact the customer service agents at all. And we can actually have them search their own services, search their own services that they buy from the company in this bespoke or tailored customer portal for them, so that they will never actually have to be in contact with the customer service, so they will help themselves. And last but not least, we can take it even more further. So in some cases, there needs to be a representative of the company, either delivering something or fixing something on the field. So we can actually have those teams, the field service teams, the operations, the IT teams, all working towards a single customer case in order to service that customer and help them go forward. So that is the differentiator of ServiceNow when it comes to customer service management. And just to recap, the ServiceNow's Customer Workflows engine helps you be ready for everything or anything. In the customer engagement side, we can create a seamless customer experience, as you just saw, by utilizing the platform of ServiceNow. The operations can be scaled up due to more intelligent workflows, intelligent way of servicing the customers. And by utilizing self-service, we are able to deflect tasks, create not so much pressure on the customer service desk, and thereby serving our customers in a more and better way. So that's all I had for the start of it. And now we will go to see a customer case in question, which is today ahlsell and their journey on the ServiceNow's customer service management. Miłosz, I will now stop sharing.
Okay. And I will start sharing. So, hello everyone, and thank you, Hannes. I hope that you can hear me correctly. So, our customer case in practice today is going to be on the example of the company ahlsell. So, most of you are from the Nordic countries, and you can probably recognize this company. So ahlsell accelerates customer support from the issue to resolution. The main challenge was when they started their ServiceNow journey was working with a huge amount of emails, so which is understandable, the predominant form of communication before the digital transition for wholesales retailers like ahlsell. ahlsell introduced the ServiceNow platform alongside with the ServiceNow Customer Service Management a few years ago, and the cloud people are helping them to work with the ServiceNow platform since last year in its current form. The results that ahlsell received by introducing the customer service management were a huge reduction of emails received, because they cut off the actual emails being processed directly within ahlsell's customer service management when a user is a logged in user. So if they ever use the portal, they are not allowed to use the email channels, which resulted in reduction of emails received up to 99%, because the last percent is down to vendors and special cases. The next result was the reductions in systems, in the complexity of those systems, where people had one particular job to do, which is now automated by ServiceNow, or the workload has been reduced by ServiceNow usage to I'd say, to just a marginal point. The results of the first two compromised in the third result, so 250% increase in self-service of users. So instead of calling or emailing the customer support at ahlsell, they started raising their own cases directly through the CSM portal. The benefit of all of this was that ServiceNow, being a platform, a cloud platform that allows a lot of integrations, a lot of connections to other systems, especially with large-scale operations like ahlsell has, there are a lot of systems that just cannot be replaced immediately when a new platform is coming in. So the integrations came in, and I would like to talk to you about 3 of them based on the REST API. So one is the government agency, which we'll discuss, and this is a specific to Norway, but it can be applied to other countries also when it comes to information about your actual customers. The second one is the invoicing system. So when there is a predominantly existing old invoicing system, there is always the problem of getting the right information, the right invoice available to the customer service agents to present to the end users, and or directly to end users without the need of engaging a customer service agent. The third one is the sore point of every wholesale retail operation, and that's the logistics. And in case of integrating the customer service management into a logistical system, you always have the problem of where I find my package, where is my parcel with, in this case, a return or maybe an order. So let's dive into the first one. So the integration of a government agency. Unfortunately, I'm not that proficient in Norwegian to read the name of this agency. We call it breg.no because that's the actual page they are using and the way we are integrating. The idea was very simple. We send out, or the ServiceNow sends out, an organizational number, so a number for each business entity to have a registry in the central register of legal entities. And that system, the breg system, returns us our legal status, our organization form, address and location, and industry codes. So the application of this is twofold. So let me present you with the first application. As you can see, this is the ahlsell test environment and the registration for a new customer. The first order of business is to provide an organizational number. So I will input an existing company in the legal registry. And it fetches the information, again, Chamber of Commerce, and unfortunately, there is probably something in Trondheim that I can figure out. And that is the information when registering a new customer. On the back of the information, we have a new entry in the breg data. right? And we have all the necessary information or all the possible information that the break register actually offers us. So if it's registered, if it's under liquidation, if it's in bankruptcy, any viable information is provided and can be used by the system in other ways, like identifying the proper customer sales representative based on the actual post numbers and the location, alongside with the nearings code or NACE codes, which identify what branch of business this specific legal entity is working with. But that's one way to put to use this information in practice. The second one is actually a way of security or making sure that you don't do business with someone you had reservations about. And in this particular specific situation, I'm talking about a company that is under bankruptcy or liquidation. Since this is a government registry, those legal entities exist and provide that information. So if someone whose company is, well, not a company you feel that there is a safe business to be done, if you provide your organizational number, you will get an error message saying that unfortunately your company is under liquidation or bankruptcy, so you cannot do business with us. And that same information actually appears in the break data that we created. In that particular case, that was the company of Moods of Norway that went bankrupt in 2015. And we have the information, again, it's in Norwegian, registered some konkurs. So from what I've got out of the translation is that the company declared bankruptcy at some point. The nature of this is very relevant since most of government agencies, the registers of legal entities have this kind of an API available. So either it's an open API and you can utilize it without any form of registration, or you just have to register with that legal entity that, hi, I would like to use this API. This can be also very efficient if as a part of the CSM you are using workup experience and you would like to generate invoices. That is also possible. And with the fetch data, you only provide one number instead of having full details provided for an invoice. But okay, let's move on. The next one is the invoice system. So in this particular case, ahlsell is using Itella to provide the invoicing information to their customers. And this is an automated system that sends out the invoices via an email. Unfortunately, in some cases, the data that the customers have provided, like email addresses for invoice to be sent to, fail. Incorrect email address, or temporarily it wasn't available to be sent out. The idea was to have customer cases created automatically out of the report of failed invoices being sent and attaching the invoices to said cases. So this is going to be a little bit more of a technical view, since we have an email that sends the report of the failed cases. We have 15 failed counts of information, which are packed into one attachment, as you can see, the name being .failed. So the whole process we are actually calling ahlsell.failed. And I stopped the processing of this particular email. We will now trigger the reprocessing of this so that we can switch to the ServiceNow Flow Designer and see the whole process at work. So our trigger was the inbound email. We are processing the attachment, so to rename it to a CSV file, which is the actual proper extension of that of the file, but Itella tends to send .failed files. We then check the email attachment records for the one that is a CSV file. We we log it, we copy the attachment, we trigger the import set, and then move to processing of the records. So we look up the records that we have from the import, and for each record of that failed import, we are looking up the customer. We create a case, we update the record with a reference, and we are launching here a custom action, which is a REST API call to Itella to fetch the factura number, so the invoice number, back to the actual case. And we had the execution running. So let's see where we already are. So we are waiting here for a timer. And this is related to the fact that we have a trigger import here. So to make sure that everything is in order and it's I would say processing accordingly, so we don't have any failures. We are, I would say, putting a logical waiting time for making sure that the import set is completed. We'll get back to this when the timer, I would say, will run out. In the meantime, I would like to go through the third system we are integrating with, and there are two aspects to this. So the logistical system provided by the third-party vendor Centiro. There are two integrations there. There is an integration to the return portal and a track and trace system. Due to the fact that there is a lot of merchandise moving between ahlsell customers and ahlsell's warehouses, so in some cases there are returns, and the returns are facilitated by Centiro in a form of a return portal. In order to have that need fulfilled, the customer service management agents need to be aware of those returns. The returns will provide the information about that the return has been created and that what set of items were actually registered for return. Unfortunately, as on the date of this webinar, the return portal is under rebuild by Centiro, so we cannot access it, but we can concentrate on the second system, and that's a track and trace. Considering the fact that ahlsell's business is in things that can be actually quite large and can be transferred directly from the manufacturers, there is a need to track one order which contains multiple parcels, and their statuses can vary quite widely. So the track and trace system was introduced directly on the ServiceNow portal to allow users to making a queries to the tracking and tracing their packages. If we provide a reference number, which is the ahlsell order number, we can fetch an individual order and its individual parcel. In this particular case, the carrier was the Care Logistics, and there was only one parcel. But if we take another one, we can see that the carrier actually changes. So it's a multi-carrier operation, still ranging on the same specific set of order numbers. But like I said, there is the last option, which is the grand scheme of things. And that is a multi-parcel order, which can be directly traced in ServiceNow. I can see that our flow operation has been completed. 15 new cases have been created. Orders have been fetched. And the result is very simple. A new case has been created with the informations of what has happened, and a attachment of an invoice is already ready for the CSM agent to work on. In retrospective, ahlsell, by introducing those integrations within the last 6 months, actually managed to give a bigger and a wider approach to the customer service on both ends, on the customer service agent ends with the tele invoicing and accessing the government records, but also on the end users by allowing them to track and trace their own parcels and making the returns available easily through one system for tracking. So everyone, thank you for your time. I'm now handing over.
Thank you, Miłosz. So I think this example was a perfect example of breaking down the silos, connecting middle, back office, and even partner teams in order to support our customers, and just a real good example of how ServiceNow is being used in order to service our customers better. But yeah, Nora, do we have any questions?
Thank you, Hannes and Miłosz. Yes, we have one question has come in, and that's how can I get a reference of the API I'm connecting to in case of a government agency?
So I think I can answer this one. The government agencies in most countries already offer this kind of API, and I'm saying here on the, I would say, on the back of information from UK, where this legal registry is available on a public level, but in order to connect to the actual API, you have to have a account registered with their government agency in order to receive credentials for connecting to the API. In case of Norway, that's an open registry, so no actual account credentials are needed. Everyone can just connect if they know how. In case, for instance, of Poland, the CIDG agency in Poland offers the same API. It's available after registry, but the registry is quite easy, and you can expect that in most countries that's this information is on public record, and in the European Union that's actually a standardized set of information that should be available, especially the information around the current legal status of a company and their, how to say, perturbations like liquidation or bankruptcy.
Yeah, and there are definitely standards across EU, for example, when it comes to this type of data or invoicing. There's a PEPL framework existing in EU. So there's a lot of these frameworks that we are accustomed to when it comes to implementing these type of functionality.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Hannes and Miłosz, for taking us through this webinar today. Also, thank you to all participants who have been watching this webinar. As I said in the beginning, I will send out the recording and also the presentation for you to have a look at. And I also encourage all of you to follow us on social media, LinkedIn, The Cloud People, and also sign up for our newsletter to get the invitations and latest news from the ServiceNow world. So thank you everyone for today, and I wish you a great rest of the day.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Cheerio.
Bye-bye.
Bye.